Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Our today's topic is preventive and protective measures regarding the natural disasters, especially the earthquakes. You know that previously we had started the topic of natural disasters. In that very context, we briefly touched about earthquakes. Today, we will further this topic and continue this topic. What are the various factors of vulnerability of a particular area, where there will be maximum damage? Why a particular area we find a major damage in that area and less damage in the other areas? There are various factors which are responsible for the damage during the earthquakes. The first is the location of that very area, the location of settlements and geographical area. That means if that area is falling in a particular seismic zone, there's more vulnerability and chance of damage to the settlements, to the property and the population. If the buildings are not built on standard procedures and they are not adequate building practices and regulations are followed. Another cause may be there is a dense concentration of building with high occupancy. That means this concentration of buildings which is high, where a large chunk of people are residing there. Scientifically, there may be a warning system, which will in advance to some extent warn the people that what type of zone you are living in. Is it a seismic zone 1, 2 or 3? What are the chances of occurrence of earthquakes? If the earthquakes happen of any magnitude, how you are going to protect yourself, your life and your property. So these all factors, uh, the geographical location you cannot change, you cannot choose. But if you are living in a seismic zone, then you have to build the houses in such a way that they will absorb the shock of earthquakes, will be built in such a way that the less damage will happen. And spacing of the buildings will be such that the less damage will occur. As we know that we have no control on earthquakes, they are unavoidable events. The damage can be limited. We can limit the damage. We can't stop the damage, but we can limit it to a large by adopting a long-term strategy or security measures to avoid the collapse of houses and important infrastructure. For example, the collapse of dams, nuclear power stations, reservoirs, power lines, communication networks, bridges. So, on the individual level, what are the various precautions or precautionary measures we can take to protect ourselves from the wrath of earthquakes? There can be many instructions or measures we can take to protect ourselves from the earthquakes. That will be discussed in the next session.